There's a burglary every 11 seconds. An armed robbery every 65 seconds. A violent crime every 25 seconds. A murder every 24 minutes. And 250 rapes a day.
I don't know what is it about our podcast where we always got to go back to what works. And what works is 80s cheese. Right? Am I wrong?
Well, you know, I mean, I totally get it, and I love me 80s cheese, but sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
These might be fighting words.
Well, if we are, then you would have to be the disease, and I would have to be the cure.
No, quite reversed there. Quite reversed. So the thing is, we usually agree, but we on everything we say,
but for different reasons.
But you'll hate it, and I'll like it for the same reasons you hate it. And I like it. I think that was kind of like with Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw movie we just did. Check this out. So we talked about what's his name, Richter, the character in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's in a movie right now on Netflix. You know he's from Belfast.
Yeah, is he from Belfast? I thought he was from down south, but I know he's in a Belfast film
called Night Ride.
Yes,
it's so good.
Is it good? Because I was meaning to check it out.
I told all the gang at work. I said, "Everybody, check out Night Ride. It's a small little. It's done with the cameras in front of the car, but it's not like Blair Witch style. It's very well done, and it's just him on the phone, and it's so intense.
Is he like a gangster or a drug dealer or something?
It's a drug deal goes wrong, and it's his last drug deal, and it's so fun. It's
I'll have to check it out. I did like the look of it. So I watched the trailer, and a lot of it was filmed not far from me.
Yeah,
North Belfast.
You can tell he was told. Yeah, I won't give. He's told to just drive in circles, probably the actor, and so you see a lot of the Odyssey and the docks. That's where you see. That's pretty much where it's filmed. But for anyone not from Northern Ireland or Belfast, probably would not really understand what we're talking about.
But watch it anyway.
But check it out. It's still good, no matter where it's filmed. Location's kind of moot. Anyways, we're here to talk a different film. A completely different film. This is a fun one because we talked about Stallone quite a few times. Actually, we like our Stallone. And we talked about first. Oh, that is horrible. That is the worst. Wow, that's what we talked about. Rocky IV, and we talked about one of my probably if not my personal favorite is First Blood. And when First Blood came out, well, we'll be talking about Rambo 2 soon here, but I guess Stallone started off with more of the serious roles. Rocky and First Blood, even Rocky 2 and Rocky 3. Nighthawks was a really good film he did. Then the cheese hit.
Yeah. The
cheese hit the fan in the 80s. And you started getting Chuck Norris movies and all these revenge. Yeah, Arnie came in probably around Cobra time.
Yeah.
This was made probably because of one reason, Commando.
Yeah.
And, let's dig it. Let's jump in. Oh, by the way, this is Ciaran, a Citizen Frame. I always forget that. I'll never get my openings right.
The listeners know you by now anyway.
Fuck it, I don't care anymore. And this is Trevor, by the way.
Yep, as always, great to be here.
So, Paramount Pictures was really big. They were hitting little box office, little independent gems out of the park. 48 Hours is a perfect example, and they were starting to get into what they call the buddy cop kind of scene. And they asked Stallone, did he want to get involved in something like that? And he's like, yeah. So he wrote a script, and it's about a guy named we all know Axel. I love that name.
Yeah, Axel Foley.
We know him as Axel Foley, but Stallone wrote it, and the studio Paramount says, well, we wanted something. This is too big budget for us, but we also want a little more tongue in cheek, a little more comedy to it. And Stallone didn't want to go that route, and so they parted in good ways. No, nobody was angry at each other. They just wanted something different for each other. So he walked away with his script, and they did their own. Their script ended up becoming Beverly Hills Cop. And so what he decided to do was take Axel Foley, which actually in the original script was Axel Cobretti.
Right.
And it wasn't Axel Foley, it was actually Axel Cobretti, and hence the name Cobra a couple years later. He mixed it with a book called Fair Game.
That was later filmed with William Baldwin and Cindy Crawford in the 90s.
Is that based on the same
Yes.
book? How the fuck are those two movies? Because he's a witness to a crime.
Basically, Fair Game in the 90s is technically a remake of Cobra.
I don't see that at all.
No.
Cobra's
But in a sort of warped sort of way, there's quite a connection there.
Oh. Really? I knew the movie Fair Game when I read it, but okay. It seems like a very common title.
Yeah, it's bland.
Yeah. But yeah, we got Cobra. And Stallone was jumping on. We talked about First Blood and Nighthawks and Rockies and dark or grounded action films.
Serious roles, like you said.
Yeah, then he started going in, hitting it with Rocky IV, which was a cheesy version of most of the Rockies.
it's crazy.
And then we got Cobra.
Yes.
What do we say about Cobra?
Oh, fuck. Where do you start?
This is a film. It's a lot like Commando. Now, a lot of people like Cobra. It's funny. Everyone loves fucking Commando. Everybody. I mean, I could watch Commando right now and then watch it again and again. Cobra, however, doesn't get a pass like that.
I think Commando's better made, basically.
Yeah, Commando's
overall.
It's so tough. It's so tough because I think it's because we expected more from Stallone because he is the veteran at this point, and Schwarzenegger is the newbie. So we were like, "Oh, Commando, who's this fucking guy? This guy's awesome." And so we went with it. But with Stallone, we expected better direction, better story, better everything he's been giving us is up to this point.
I think the big problem was with Cobra was, and before I say this, I would just like to say I have always loved Stallone and I still do. But you mentioned earlier on about how he was originally known for the more serious roles, but around this time with the Rocky IVs, the Cobras, the over the top, his ego was in outer space. He then went full circle later on in his career, still to this current day, and became more grounded and got back into the more serious roles and stuff. But I think this Cobra is the pinnacle of Stallone's ego, and I think Stallone's ego hurt this film badly, and is the main problem in every department. It's basically a vanity project for Stallone. You
know what? I mean, I can't. I just said this to you like 8 minutes ago. You and I are going to agree on everything we're saying.
Yeah.
But I'm going to like it because of what you're saying. It is bad, but it's good. From the soundtrack's fucking awesome.
Well, it's all right. Yeah.
No, it's awesome. That's awesome. But let's just jump into a couple of the scenes here. And we got to start off with. Well, first of all, let's go with it. What's the plot?
There's a cult, and they're killing people. And Cobra is a badass cop who doesn't play by the rules, and he's after them. That's the end of the plot. Let's move on.
The New World Order, the New World, they're called.
Yeah,
and they're just killing women here and there, and that's taking over the world.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Like,
all right, well let's jump into the marketing side of things.
You mean the completely ridiculous product placement and like every single scene?
Well, perfect places.
Yeah, Toys R Us,
the grocery store scene.
By the way, I would just like to say this is the worst Christmas film ever. It's set at fucking Christmas.
How do we know that?
Because the advertisements for Toys R Us at Christmas, and the supermarket, raid at the start whenever we're first introduced to Cobra, and this shit fucking villain who's like shit acting like, who's like bumping hostages off. The Christmas decorations are up.
Oh, okay, I didn't see it. I was too busy with watching Bounty towels and Pepsi and Coors Light. No, but yeah, when he goes, I do love when he goes in there and he's you're the disease, I'm the cure, but I like the over the top. I was okay with this because
it's the problems is delivery, and with the likes of the Arnie films and stuff. Its tongue is fairly planted in its cheek. This film doesn't know whether it wants to be tongue-in-cheek or not, because there is a lot of... I'll give you an example. Compare this to Lethal Weapon, which is like the ultimate buddy cop sort of thriller. Compare this to the sort of dynamic of Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. It's fucking gold. Compare Stallone and this other guy, Gonzalez. I mean... You're talking night and day here. This is fucking...
Well, first of all, you can't compare apples to oranges. And second of all, this came out first.
Yeah.
But you got to understand that I'm going with it. The only problem is, and I hate saying this because I like Stallone.
So do I.
Listen to me. I love
so
Stallone. This should have been Schwarzenegger in this. Or Chuck. Somebody who can do these lines. Yes. Stallone is too much of a serious actor at this point to deliver these lines.
It's flat. Its delivery of them is flat. You don't.
But
he can't do comedy.
It's a great line.
He can't do comedy.
He can't. But it is a great line.
It's pure 80s. Cheesy sort of one-liner. Before you bump a bad guy off. I mean, James Bond does the same, and
So he goes in and he has a beer.
Fuck.
And here's the problem I have with the tongue in cheek. If you're going to be tongue-in-cheek, have good fun with it, fine, go with it. But shooting somebody in the back with a shot-off shotgun is pretty brutal.
The tone's all over the place.
You don't know. This movie got an X.
And apparently, the version that was released to the public that we've watched was heavily cut as well.
It shows.
Because apparently the killings by the fucking cult of whoever they were, New Order or whatever. No, that's a band. That's a Manchester band. New World Order or something. They were apparently their killings were shown in graphic detail in the original cut. That's never been released.
Yeah, see, they should have done something because the problem is most directors will shoot two things. They'll shoot it twice. They'll shoot it with the gore. Then they'll shoot a more tamer version, just to get it, just to keep their, make sure nothing's...
Keep their options open.
Yeah, keep their options open and it doesn't, it's not detrimental to the editing.
And reshoots cost a lot of money.
The problem is, you can see the cutaways from this film. There's editing issues.
The editing's all a mess.
Especially with the killings. It's quick cuts or they do a zoom in and they pause as the person's screaming, it's unfortunate. But yeah, we're in the grocery store. He's blowing the guy away, and it's such a stupid. And then he takes the knife and he throws it and hits him in the chest, and then he takes the gun. He goes freeze. Well, of course he dies. There's not much he can do. So he shoots him 6 times.
It's
not that they didn't deserve it.
And it has all the cliches as well in this film. It has the bureaucratic boss who can't stand him. You don't play by the rules, Cobra. But actually, Andrew Robinson is one of the best. Well, he is the best actor in it.
That's not fair. Because
Grant
I do
Thompson's
like
good.
when he's.
Actually, it's a villain.
I do like. Well, Jesus Christ, this guy's got a fucking jaw of a fucking... What the fuck is that thing?
He's like a poor man's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He's more like a poor man's... I was thinking Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah. No, he sort of reminds me a bit of Arnie as a Terminator, just a bit. But he of course, and I'm not joking here, this is one of my obscure references, he had a recurring role on The X-Files as the alien bounty hunter. He's popped up in loads of things. He's in the Terminator. He's actually... Isn't he one of the punks in the Terminator?
He's one of the punks, yeah. But it's funny because you got Andrew Robinson who plays Monty. He's the cop who doesn't like Cobra not playing by the rules.
Very underused as well.
Then you've got Renee Santoni who plays his partner Gonzalez. Both those guys were in the original Dirty Harry.
Yes.
Which I thought was neat because I like Dirty Harry's one of my favorites. Then you got Bridget Nielsen, which is the worst fucking act. This is where you're talking about his ego, casting her, his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
Her acting is. I mean, it is. See when the scene whenever they're in the car. And it's supposed to be where they're talking about, they're talking about, why is the world so evil? He goes, ask the courts, or something like that. It is so wooden. It is like straight out of a fucking porn parody.
The whole film, he's bitching to his partner.
The love scene's horrendous.
Yeah, I know. He's bitching to his partner Gonzalez about eating gummy, eating snacks. And
that didn't work either.
Well, the fucking first time we see him, he's eating pizza. What the fuck's that about there?
And why does he cut a small piece of pizza in half anyway? I mean,
I don't get this. Now, I think what he was trying to do, he was trying to be cool, like he doesn't eat the crust. Yeah. But he barely even touched the pizza. It was like a little triangle.
And what about that stupid scene before he enters his apartment that obviously set him up as a bad guy? Where he the guys refuse to move to let him park, and he bumps their car forward, and then he rips your man's vest off.
He's the asshole for doing that. It wasn't their fault. Yeah,
and then later on, the same guy comes back into it with a new shirt, and he's cleaned his act up, and Stallone goes, "You're a good citizen now."
Oh wow! Your accent.
I know it's I know.
Yeah, you sound like a drunken. Bad version of Schwarzenegger.
yeah. Well, Schwarzenegger sounds like a drunken version of Schwarzenegger, and Stallone sounds permanently drunk. As much as I love them and a lot of their films, I think this is the worst Stallone film.
No, you. Oh, really? Yeah. Stop him, or Mama Shoot.
Oh well, okay. I stand corrected.
Rhinestone, which is a musical with Dolly Parton.
I think it's his worst action film.
Oh, you see, you can't take back. You can't change that. No, Stop or Mama Shoot's next film. Nah, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you right now. So everybody listen to this podcast. Trevor likes Stop or Mama Shoot.
Better than Cobra.
No, this is not his worst film. This is a fun movie. I mean, come on.
Look, I don't. Again, and I've said this before about a lot of films that I don't like. At the same time, I don't despise this film. It's brainless, unintentional comedic silliness from the 80s. I have absolutely nothing against this film, but part of my brain is looking at it from a more sort of artistic. I don't mean that sounds pretentious.
Oh, you can't.
Let me finish. From an artistic point of view, and this film has absolutely zero artistic merit.
Well, I mean, it's funny because it's directed by George P. Cosmatos, who did Rambo 2.
Stallone directed it, basically, pretty much, but it was credited to that guy who directed Rambo 2.
Yeah.
But apparently Stallone, it was a vanity project. Stallone was the star. He wrote the script, and also, he was the ghost director, essentially.
Yeah.
And cast his fucking wife.
Oh gosh, she was bad.
Yeah.
And great. George, no, she doesn't. I don't get why people thought she was attractive. And then you got George P. Cosmatos, who actually went on, sadly, died of a brain tumor.
Yeah, he was only in his 50s or so.
But he did Tombstone.
Yes.
So this guy gets a fucking pass in my book. And then he did a great film called Leviathan with Peter Weller,
I remember that.
which I enjoyed.
Yeah.
We talked about the editing that went on, and it shows. Okay,
the action scenes reminded me of an episode of the A-Team, but the A-Team being better with more fucking memorable, likable characters.
Here's okay. So you got we were introduced to Bridget Nielsen's doing the modeling scene, and she's is during Hard in the City, and then one of the mini montages.
Tell me this here. See the guy who plays the photographer,
David Rash.
Yeah, well, I've seen him in loads of things.
Sledgehammer,
yes, I love Sledgehammer. Yeah,
that's him. Yeah,
yes, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, he's a character actor. But you're doing this montage, so she's doing some kind of photo shoot, right? The one time we don't get product placement, and we want to know what she's endorsing. Yes. Because what the fuck is she endorsing?
Shit 80s clothing and wigs.
Is it? Is that what she was doing?
While surrounded by robots.
Robots.
Yeah, robots. It was just a weird scene.
Looks like Doctor Who's
Yeah,
robots.
it was
I'm surprised you didn't kind of relate
it
to
was
it and go, this is the greatest movie
Well, the
ever.
robots actually reminded me of another 80s film, Short Circuit.
Oh, God. They did not. They looked nothing like Short Circuit.
Well, one of them
They
did.
looked nothing like number 5.
One of them did. I haven't seen Short Circuit in a while, but
Oh, no, it did not. Number 5, no way. It was much more live than this film.
yeah, well, let's just say number 5 fucking acting was better than fucking Nielsen's and Stallone's put together.
when they leave the modeling shoot, and because they're going after her now
Yes.
because he witnessed the night slasher, whatever his name is, the night slasher.
Yes, the night slasher. Yeah.
The night slasher killing the woman. They go after her, and you see David Rassis, the photographer. He gets axed, but it's quickly cut.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying. They should have had an extra shot where they could have got an R-rated version or an X version. And
Apparently, it was the studio demanded most of the cuts, and also for it to be trimmed down.
And that's unfair to Stallone and
No, I agree.
Tomatoes, who did the film. But they should have known better. They should have known this was going to happen, and they should have at least had another version because it's.
But if it had been
the problem, it's too fucking choppy.
Yes, I know that. That is a big problem. But if it had been even more graphic, the tone would have been even more all over the place. With the likes of the efforts, the efforts of comedy that fall completely flat. So the two, it was just, I don't know. It was just, it's a bit of a sort of train wreck from start to finish.
Well, let's talk about the chase scene with the Roadster. That fucking car is awesome. And
awesome.
Are you trying to tell me that car pretty much loses a chase scene to a fucking hatchback? No, to a Chevrolet 1978 truck.
Yeah.
And a old Polaris 1974.
I like her whenever it gets completely wrecked. Him and Bridget Nielsen just walk out of it basically with like barely a scratch.
Well, that car's a beast, man.
Apparently
awesome.
That was Stallone's own car.
Yeah, I know they had a couple of versions. They did the Doc Up one's the one that got destroyed.
Yeah.
I'll load it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're in LA, right? We're in LA. So if you're in LA, they've got like 3 cops in this entire thing. You got Monty,
the captain.
Oh, my favorite is Stock, the girl, the cop,
who's part of the.
Here's another thing. You knew right. They tell you right away.
There was no big twist.
There's no big twist.
Also, there's absolutely zero character depth. You don't really. There's no motives for the villains. Apparently, Stallone just told Brian Thompson on the set, or what I've read anyway, that Brian Thompson asked him what the character's motivations were. He goes, "He's just evil because he is evil,"
Yeah, he's just evil, but
there's no character depth for any of the good guys either. They're all stock characters,
Yeah, they are pretty flat. I'll say that. I mean, it's like even the mole, Stock's character.
Yeah.
She's always going off making phone calls.
I know.
And they're right in front of Stallone. He's like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah, and it takes him, and then it takes him so long to actually twig. Well, he doesn't even twig because she.
No. He knows.
Yeah, but why didn't he fucking approach her earlier then, and maybe fucking save a few lives?
I think because I don't know what he was waiting for.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe he wanted the bad guys to come to him.
I don't move for nobody.
Oh my god!
I'm not doing any more Stallone impressions.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah.
That sounded like a gifted Stallone, if you know what I'm saying there.
Yeah. And that's for that sort of romantic scene. Fuck, I tell you what, see considering the fact that Stallone and Bridget Nielsen were together and actually married during the film of this, they have absolutely fuck all chemistry. It's weird.
Well, I mean, it's unfortunate that this would have worked so much better if you had somewhat of an actress who's known. I mean, she did. I think Red Sonja just came out, and that's it. I don't think Beverly Hills Cop 2 even came out yet, which is okay in that one, actually. But I don't know. I there's no chemistry between any of them.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Even his partner. I like the actors besides Bridget.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Bridget Nielsen, because Andrew Robinson, we've talked before from Hellraiser,
yes.
and Dirty Harry.
Star Trek.
Renee Santoni's been a character actor for years. Started off in Dirty Harry. You've got a pretty good cast here, but they've got nothing to work with.
They're badly directed as well. You know what I mean? Whoever directed it, whether it was George P. Cosmatos, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, or Stallone, or a mixture of the two of them, it's badly directed, and the script is ropey at best. You know.
See, it sucks because they're hot off. I think the problem was they were hot off the heels of Rambo 2.
Yeah.
And that was we'll be talking to that one soon here, but it so over the top, but it had a little message. It had a point.
What?
And it did have. And don't get me wrong.
What?
Complete. Well, it does.
Because I missed it
when we talk about it. But it's.
what was the moral of the story?
My point is that they're on Rambo 2 high.
Yeah.
And then they come out, let's do another one again. All right, let's do it, mate. So they get in and they come up with Cobra.
Rambo 2.
That's what happened.
Well, we'll talk about it. I'm not going to give any spoilers for a future podcast away, but yeah, let's concentrate on this one.
But it's this is the definition. It's so bad.
Oh, I don't know.
So
I found it a chore to get through again. I think I first watched this whenever I was a kid with my mates, and basically back then I'd have watched anything that Stallone or Schwarzenegger were in, and thought it was fucking brilliant. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think I've seen it then again a few years ago on TV, and I was just like, this is fucking nonsense. And then I rewatched it again, and I did find it a chore to get through. There was some, you know, there was some kind of funny stuff unintentionally, you know, and it did laugh, you know, that like the personalized number plate and stuff, you know, it's
well, let's talk about the unintentional laughs. Let's talk about the last 25 minutes of the film.
It's bloodbath,
which it's not even, there's no blood.
Yeah. It's the A-Team. It's the A-Team.
He's got one gun. Well, he's got his Uzi. He finally takes
terribly
out,
choreographed as well.
Yes, that's the problem I was about to say. It's so like they're pausing, waiting for the guy to show up. Then he pauses. Okay, I'm ready. Take the shot. Like your favorite fucking film. Exact same choreography.
Highlander is a fucking Shakespearean masterpiece compared to this.
Yeah, Highlander's this bad when it comes to choreography. And yeah, so how do I explain it? Again, it goes to the editing.
Yes, absolutely.
Or timing.
And there's also
or the
parts where during this climactic sort of big gunfight, where Stallone's in the back of a truck, and he's a fucking absolute sitting duck for the bad guys. But none of them even shoot at him. Never mind hit him. It's just bonkers.
Yeah, and I love how they try to do Road Warrior the film.
Yeah,
where they're trying to get on top of the car, and all he does is shoot him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
he's
no
a
problem.
Sitting duck. He's sitting there with his stupid sunglasses on, standing in broad daylight on a truck, and
she's driving, who has probably no experience at all.
Yeah, and there's about 50 of them. You know, it's the A-Team. Only not as good.
This in the hotel. I mean, they would not have got out of this. And what smarter film would have done? Even Commando.
There's no tension either.
Commando, he would have fucking just. I know he'll probably tear down the
rip
fucking
the walls
house
off
and
or
fall on top of him, and like, oh, we got him, he's dead, but he's actually underneath the floorboards.
Yes.
As stupid that would be, that at least gives him, hey, at least he got out of it.
Yeah. That's
this one. I don't know how they escaped.
Yeah.
And then it ends up being 4 of them left in the refinery or whatever it is.
Just this fucking random fucking factory pops up beside the lemon trees.
Yeah, is it orange orchard?
Yeah, lemon orchard, I think.
And and then you got Stock. What a waste of a death.
I knew he was going to get fucking done by the hook as soon as the fucking hook comes into shot and the camera lingers on it. Hear me? Yeah, that's how he's going. You know what I mean?
But what? It just ruined a lot of potential that gets ruined.
Mm-hmm.
Stock should have been killed a lot cooler, and it should have been by
Bridget Nielsen.
Bridget Nielsen's hands, not Stallone's, or not. Actually, she ends up getting it by the slasher accidentally. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there could have been more there. I do like the death when he. You have the right to remain silent, and he throws oil.
It would have been. I mean, there's no tension in this film, right? But there would have been much more tension if they actually had to properly escape from the hotel thing, and it was like some sort of like basically assault on precinct 13,
It would have been It would have been better if you didn't let people know that fucking Stock is the mole.
Yeah.
Because she could have been
twist.
with them the whole time, and they'd be like, okay, they got away, but we as the even us as the audience maybe already know.
Yes.
But Stallone doesn't know yet. So it would have been, oh God, what about her? Don't forget
No
Stallone.
tension.
Don't give her the gun.
There's no reason for there's no explanation given for her for being a double agent either. There's no conflict for her, as a character. It's just like, yeah, just fucking throw her in as the.
Excuse me, there is. She wants to be part of the new world.
Yes, I know, but you don't find out why she's joined this cult, or her and Brent Thompson's character, the Night Slasher, are they lovers or whatever? Or it's just so sketchy, and it's like thrown together,
Yeah. I know. But then it ends with Voice of American Son.
Yeah.
Like, great fucking song.
Yeah.
By John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. I actually own the soundtrack.
Well, that
Great
final shot of
soundtrack.
him and her on the motorbike as the credits play is like pure 80s, with the music and all in the background, the song.
Just like they did in Top Gun. So why can't Cobra
Exactly,
do it?
and do it better. You know what I mean? And also we got to punch on Andrew Garfield's stuffy boss. No hard feelings.
Andrew Garfield?
Sorry, Andrew Robinson. Sorry.
Andrew Robinson, Monty.
Yes. He punched him.
We were just talking Spider-Man. It's funny.
Yes, he punched the bureaucratic boss. No hard feelings.
At the end of the day, I own Cobra. If it comes out in 4K, I'll buy Cobra. I always put it in that bundle with Commando. It's just
It is
the way
what
it
it is. It is what it is.
It's nothing like Commando. Commando's so much better. And why? Because Schwarzenegger is likable. Where Stallone in this one is kind of...
He's a dick.
Yeah.
And the character's a dick.
Take the matchstick out of your fucking mouth.
It just doesn't work.
But it's too bad because, again, I just think, I don't know. I still like it. I can't...
I like Stallone. It has all the ingredients for a film that I would like, but they just don't pull it off. Not that they made it for me, obviously, you know what I mean? But they made it for people like me and you, the Stallone, the fans of the 80s cheese and stuff. But this is not, for me,
What sucks though, in the 80s, this cost $25 million to make. This should have been perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially with the guys who did Rambo 2, so the stunts and everything should have been
I have
perfect.
to say it. I hate to say it at the same time, but the problem throughout this film in every department appears to be Stallone.
Yeah, well,
and I love Stallone, and I always will.
There's quite a more than that. Like the stunts, you have the motorcycle chase, you got the hotel scene, and every shot, the timing was off in each stunt. Like the explosion would go off, and then the guy would fly.
Yeah,
or vice versa.
It's like the action equivalent of bad dubbing in a kung fu film.
Yes, it's out of sync. Yeah. That's a perfect way to. The action is out of sync by a minuscule second, but you can see it.
Yeah. The grenade goes off, and then it's like the actor. Oh fuck! I meant to jump here. Sorry,
Yeah. Hold on. Let me put down my burger.
Exactly. Oh, I'm in this scene, right? Right.
Wait, we're not in a montage.
Yeah. This isn't a rehearsal, then. No. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still a fan of it. It puts a smile on my face. I'll put it on and we'll have a good laugh, have a beer, and watch it.
It's what I would call a fun drunken film. One of my fun drunken films where I don't drink anymore, but it would have been if you were there with a crowd of mates and you were having a few beers, and you were having a laugh. Let's stick some mad shit on from the 80s, because not only is it like mad shit from the 80s, it also brings us back to the 80s, and it's brings us back to your own childhoods and the films we loved back then. So if you're looking for sort of high art or anything profound or deep, you're not going to get it. But if you're looking for a bit of a laugh and a bit of craziness, then yeah, Cobra certainly that.
There you go.
And then he did that other one, didn't he? Shortly after, the one where he was an arm wrestler. Oh, I remember that. Over the Top.
Over the Top.
Yeah,
I thought I kind of liked Over the Top. So the story's so bad, but I liked it. There's something about it.
Then he did what Lockup. I remember really liking Lockup.
I like Lockup.
Although to be fair, I was
about
about 13, 14 at the time.
No, Lockup was decent.
Yeah.
John Flynn directed that one. That's a good
Donald
film.
Sutherland plays the
Donald Sutherland's the bad warden. That's a good film.
Yeah, I remember really liking it at the time. Yeah.
I actually have that one on 4K.
But it was around this period that Stallone's ego was in outer space, and it reflected in his films that a lot of the time he produced and sometimes wrote. Like, so, started with Rambo 2, then with Rocky 4, Rambo 3, this over the top. He eventually came full circle and chilled, calmed the fuck down a bit.
I think he calmed down once he found out how bad Rocky 5 was.
Yeah.
Because then he did Cliffhanger, Demolition Man, which was kind of fun.
Judge Dredd.
He did fucking great Dredd, which is bad, but something about it.
Yeah, but at least it's a bit more, yeah.
And then he did a fucking stellar, his best performance to date, a movie called Copland.
Brilliant, love it. Brilliant film.
And
Stallone won an Oscar there. He was at least nominated for it.
No, I don't think he was. That's my point.
Right.
I was furious that he wasn't nominated. He should have been.
No, he plays the
such a likable character.
Yeah. He's really good in Creed.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good actor, period. He always has since Rocky. We know that. That's why Cobra should have been better.
Yeah, absolutely.
He should have checked himself.
Yeah.
But I'll take it. I'll take my Cobra any day. But I will warn you all, it's got issues.
Yeah. It's basically the disease and it needs a cure.
Yeah, it's called the editing room. Yeah. No, wait. No more
a director, a writer, and fucking actors will be a decent enough cure. A choreographer, some extras that can jump out of fucking explosions on time. But apart from that, it's great.
See? Yeah. We're out of sync there. We're just out of sync, just like the film.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap this one up, everyone. Thanks for listening to us. As usual, our downloads are always picking up. We greatly appreciate it. You can follow us on Citizen Frame _ podcast and, of course, on Facebook. As we keep mentioning, as we grow, we got some rebranding coming up, like I just said, with the new logos. We actually change our logos more time than the Kardashians change asses. That was a good one.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. Master shout out to Adrian Baldwin.
Yes.
He's a real cool guy. He actually does the cover work. As you know, we plug Phantasmagoria, which is Trevor's magazine, and he does a lot of the cover work.
Yes.
Actually, he does the cover work for the magazine.
Adrian is also a comedy writer as well, dark comedy specifically, and he has written for people like Terry Wogan, a lot of Brian Connolly, Hale & Pace and stuff. Smith and Jones and stuff, in the UK over the years. But he has also written 3 novels, which are available from Amazon and also Forbidden Planet International Belfast. They're titled, they're dark comedies for adults only, and they're titled Barnacle Brat, Stanley McCloud Must Die, and The Snowman and the Scarecrow, and Devil's Acre is his current novella, which is out as well. All available throughout the world from Amazon. So we pimp there for Adrian.
No, there you go. No, we shout out anybody who wants a shout out, especially independent artists who want to get their, work endorsed. Of course they should.
Absolutely. Yep.
That's what we're here for.
Yep. Absolutely.
We're here. We're the same boat.
Teamwork. Always.
Teamwork. That's right. Teamwork. Mm-hmm. Too bad Cobra didn't have any of that.
It was a one-man show, Well, you had Bridget Nielsen there, but, she might as well have been catatonic,
I still got to give it a pass just because
for nostalgia's sake.
Yes, I'll give it. All right, this one's out. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves. All the best. Bye.